Alright guys, good evening, good evening. Happy Sunday guys. It is the last Sunday in March. I hope everybody's chillaxing and relaxing. But I wanted to do a quick little story time of me getting into a leveraging marketing scheme. I miss doing story times, I really do. But this is a pretty interesting one. So, I met my good friend, let's call her Maria, right? In the fall of 2016, I used to love pop rocks accessories because they were $5 a pop. I'm not kidding you guys. When I used to spend a pretty penny, she's like, okay, you're spending a pretty penny on me in the spring of 2017. Why don't you become a owner and you can sell this if you want to sell it and you can make a profit off of it. It's $5. It's $5 allegedly nickel and lead free jewelry company. $5. It's a Christian organization. And the mission statement: no, $5 cannot save the world, but we think the people who wear our stuff can. The mission statement, right? This is the only thing I have left. Plus, I am a stud kind of girl, so I love 95% of the time, I would always wear studs. I would always, and I still wear them on occasion because I love them. These are the blue ones I wore for my brother's funeral. So I'll keep the studs and I'll probably throw the rest out because So, story time. I got into business with her. Basically, you guys know that a person, you have to sign up 3 people with you, under you, so you can make profit off of them. And then those 3 people sign 3 other people. I got someone under me. Her name was Julia, one of my friends from like social media. She was like, okay, so I got someone signed under me. I'm pretty sure she did it for a couple months, girl. But, so I think for a couple months like I did, I'm not really sure. But, yeah, so basically, I didn't know how the business worked. $87 plus like taxes and all of that. You have to do it every month. But there was a way that you can work around the system because you only needed 20 or like 200 paparazzi credits to your name necessarily for you can still be considering full for that entire year. So technically, you only needed a certain amount of credits, if that makes sense, right? Which if I would have known, I would have done my research a lot more. I kind of fell into it, right? Without having really a good, now granted, I did have somewhat of a successful career, somewhat. I had a couple people, Maria's friends used to buy from me as well. And like some people from school, some people from church, a couple of my neighbors would. So I did have a slightly good business, but it wasn't. It was the memes didn't. I didn't really. I felt like I didn't really make a profit. I would make $5 here, $5 there, or I would sometimes make the most. I would make maybe good month, maybe 200, but not every month I would make that amount of money. It was rare when I would make 200. I would say sometimes I would make $50 a month, and that's not even counting anything, you know what I mean? Or I would make like $20 at like the fair, or not the fair, but the rodeo, you know. And or like at church, I would be there all day, and maybe one or two people would buy me just because I'm the pastor's daughter. And like, okay, but I found out allegedly, all of this is toxic metals, including the necklaces and including like the bracelets, mainly like the bracelets, the bracelets, the earrings. Not the earrings so much, the bracelets, especially the necklaces, were made with toxic metals. People would get health conditions because of the toxic metals that they were attracting in their skin, which I found funny because when I wear 50% of the chance they're clean, they're accessible, right? This 50% chance that it will have some type of pus in my ear. Now granted, it would happen 50% time, and 50% time it wouldn't. I'm like, this is weird. Why is my ears feeling kind of itchy? Like, my friend Maria would say, would you clean them? I'm like, yeah, because she would give me a little cloth to clean my jewelry, my little earrings, because 9 times out of 10 I would wear, earrings, and I would wear like metal and all of that. And I'm like, that's interesting, because I'm not a jewelry person. Now, granted, you had a certain demographic that you had to go through, but I'm more of an earring person. And at that time, I didn't know how to make a proper sell. So I was wasting more money than I was gaining. Like I told you before, sometimes it will be amazing and it would pop off. Sometimes it just wouldn't. But allegedly, these are toxic metals. This is supposed to be gunmetal, right? But it's mixed with something completely different. And on the website, it doesn't have lead or nickel free on them anymore. It doesn't have that. It doesn't have that. When a policy says, what is the jewelry made of? It's made of mixed metals. What kind of mixed metals? We don't know. Allegedly. And I'm like, And also, I didn't get into debt, which I'm grateful that I didn't get into debt. I didn't get into credit card debt. I might have like 86 bucks every month for the last, 12 months. Because I stopped at a certain point. Like I stopped after I came back from my New York trip. For personal reasons. I stopped. So basically, let's say $90 plus 12 months, that would be what? I suck at math. Like 200 and something? Maybe 300 and something? Worth of jewelry that I could not sell for the life of me. And I'm like, I'm like, okay, I have so much like necklaces and blah, 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 I don't even like. So I just basically, at the end of the day, I tossed them. I completely tossed everything out because I'm like, I'm not selling this anymore. I'm done. because I was at that point in the summertime. I had a humongous anxiety. Like I had panic attacks, anxiety attacks. And I was like, just like, I didn't know what was going on. But that's a whole nother story time for um, a whole nother issue, right? That's a whole nother story time for another blog. But basically, I got scammed. If you want to call it, I mean, I mean, was it a scam? Yeah, I would say so. Granted, 300, maybe $400 worth of jewelry, if I'm doing the math right, is not bad compared to some other people who have gotten $1,000 worth of jewelry. I'm talking about $2,000, $10,000 worth of jewelry that they couldn't sell anymore. Couldn't. Completely couldn't. And I'm like, I'm gonna, because granted, I'm a college student with a little bit of minimum of funds currently, and I was even more, same predicament a couple of years ago, So, yeah, that's my story of paparazzi accessories. Now, granted, I'm not the biggest fan of the Bezos, but some earrings you just gotta make sure. Read the reviews because this is one of my favorite brands. I love this brand, and these earrings. See these little earrings right here. They're not from this company, but I will link them down below. But they are kind of small. That's one thing I don't like about these earrings, the small ones. They're not from this brand, but this is my favorite. If you're looking for a jewelry brand, this is the brand I will go to, which is Pavoi. I love this brand. It's really good. And I highly recommend this brand. And also, things that I bought from the swap meets, like earrings I bought from the swap meet, did not puss up my ears completely. Even some Claire's earrings that I used to buy back in the day didn't puss up my ears. Didn't. And like 50% of the time, especially with the big ones, I used to have a problem with. The big ones used to puss up my ears wholeheartedly. Like these bad boys right here used to puss up my ears like crazy. So, that is my story time. Now, granted, I'm gonna probably toss them or donate them to Goodwill because I don't even touch these. I do not. But I don't want to give something that's horrible and might cause someone else some horrible reaction to this company. Because if it's true, and granted, I didn't get any health issues outside of, anxiety, but that's besides what. I don't think the jewelry gave me anxiety. That's just, oh God, Maria. Oh, that's just a whole nother. God, I want to talk about like my first anxiety like attack and all of that, and I'm not making light of it because I still have, anxiety, and it's not laughable. It's not. I'm not making fun of that. But my first anxiety attack, I freaked the heck out because I didn't know what I was like, what was happening. legit what was happening to me. But if you want to hear that, because I always love talking about mental health, and mental health is always something on my mind, and it's always good to take care of yourself, and always good to take care of your mental health. But yeah, so I will talk to you guys another day, and I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog and my little story time of me getting involved with a multi-level little company, literally. If you want to hear more stories like this, please let me know. I have several. But yeah, so may the Lord bless you today, tomorrow, always. And I'll be seeing you